what an amazing finish. Incredible finish. So much, obviously, the 4 points for Fremantle, but just the back part of the season and Super Saturday has been Super Saturday day.
Delivered today.
Great way to finish.
I've worked out Cats are punished to watch the last quarter. Fremantle are playing, my God. Is it an emotional roller coaster? In the end, they've found another way to do it. I mean, in 10 games this year, they've trailed at three-quarter time. They've won 5 of them. That just goes way above AFL average. They keep putting themselves in this position, but they find a way. And again, it's their leaders. You have to take your hat off. It's been Jackson, Serong, Brayshaw, and now throw the captain in for absolute know-how. When you have to have it, they say this is the way. And you have to admire that. Like, you get swept up in the emotion of what these guys are going through right now. Look at that. The coach, he knows what that means for him personally. Drop this, miss finals, see you later. So they find a way, Jay, and it is awesome to watch.
You can see the relief on Justin Longmuir's face there. He knows how big it is. You're right with Pearce. That's one of the biggest moments of his career, certainly as captain. Would Port Adelaide rue the decision to play Jack Lukosius? He came into this game with a question mark over his calf. He ends up pinging it. They rolled the dice. It backfired. This is a club where they look completely out of legs there towards the end. Connor Rosie in particular, young Whitlock. So they were brave, Port, but not good enough at the end.
This is big for Fremantle.
Huge.
And they all know it right now. It's their first ever win over Port at Adelaide Oval, so they tick that off. But for the current day, it means they are in the top 4 as we speak. They've got a tough 2 games remaining. Brisbane next Friday night, which is going to be probably the game of the round, that one. Brisbane and Fremantle, Friday night footy in Perth. You can see that right here on Fox. And then the Bulldogs to finish at Marvel. So this was simply must win tonight. You can tell they all knew it.
Yeah, you can just see the sense of relief in this football club. You can see Simon Garlick there as well. Just to win away from home, and their backs against the wall. And it's been highly publicised that JL is under the pump with the way his contract's set up at Fremantle. Is that these are the great wins? Is this the catalyst for them to propel themselves into September and be a real challenger, because they've stood up in last quarters?
You've been critical of Justin Longmuir, clearly. Are you glass half empty or glass half full on this performance?
No, it's irrelevant how I feel about how they're playing. They just found a way to win. They didn't play their best and found a way to get out of it. I mean, this is an amazing victory, and the way that they've won it. You see Rosie, he can hardly stand up. He snaps the goal. You think it's over. This will be some sort of song. These are the ones you enjoy.
Let's listen. A little weak from the skipper, who kicked the sealer. A massive result for the Fremantle Dockers tonight at Adelaide Oval. A 6-point victory sees them jump into the top 4. And there were so many moments we could highlight in that final quarter, but I think there was one in particular that stood out to you, Kingy.
Yeah, look, you go back to the middle, you're a point down, you've got to have a plan. I mean, they needed at minimum a draw. They just had to find a way to get it forward. So everything is under stress. Can you stay calm when the absolute heat is on? And you have to say, the midfield of Fremantle have been on top at centre bounce all night. They smashed them in there, +9 across the course of the night. But when you have to have it, he punches it into space. That's know-how, that's smarts. Serong's on the move, and they get a good look. They get a good look there, and it's just, look, at best, we've got to concede a point. So Bolton's doing his role, Jackson's doing his role. And this, I just can't describe this. That's just an amazing... It reminded me of Justin Longmuir flying across the pack and kicking the goal after the siren all those years ago, and then jumping into the crowd. and I reckon they would have both felt like doing that again tonight. But what an outstanding piece of leadership that was.
Yeah, it is. It's a great piece of leadership. It's also a really vouching for JL and his game plan to know that Alex Pearce, at that point, in this part of the season, with 2 minutes to go, a minute to go, and they need to get the points tonight, he goes forward and does exactly what he's been told of by his coach. So that's what makes him a great leader of that football club. He comes in really timely at the back part of the season, along with Nat Fyfe, who did some good stuff too in the last quarter.
Do you think they're a serious premiership contender, the Dockers?
The other side of this is that they have relied a lot on the last quarter. And I think that would be the worry for them. You can look at the way they've won, especially the last 3 weeks, and go, well, there is chinks in the armour, but these are the sort of wins, away from home. I think that's the big thing here. Away from home, granted against Port Adelaide, that can combine something spectacular at the end of the season. They would need to play great footy. Hayden Young's obviously a key part of that. We don't know when he's due back, but I mean, they've got the talent, but at the moment, I don't see them winning it.
Do you think they can?
Or, as you said, they haven't put the 4 quarters together, have they? So they've been doing it at the end. So I don't think they're bona fide at the top end just yet. But some of their best footy clearly can be, super impressive.
They're good enough. This is the frustration this is what I've said. Because I think if you look at their talent across the field, they just find a way to get out of these positions, and they do it through sheer skill and know-how and understanding, and then they just deliver upon all of that. So for Serong to continue to do it late in quarter, Brayshaw, Jackson, who's done it over the last few weeks, looked threatening all night late in game, and Fife. I mean, I think we've written him off. For him to do what he did in the last quarter was important, was significant, and they all knew what had to happen. If they beat Brisbane next week and then come to Marvel and beat the Dogs, you just can't say they can't win it. You can't. You have to say they're going to have home final opportunity, and they're as much a chance as anyone in the most open of seasons we've seen.
What about the discard? I mean, Paddy Voss. This guy got booted out of Essendon.
No, they would have delisted him tonight if they'd have got rolled. For him waving at the crowd. It was on a knife's edge.
That was a big moment, clearly.
Wow.
I mean, three goals from him. A guy they picked up for nothing. This guy's box office. You can't take your eyes off this guy. And the more this season has gone on, the better he's got. What a handball that is from Murphy Reid, and kicks the goal there and then waves to the crowd.
Little shush.
Honestly, what did you two think? Being past players, what did you think when he did that?
Well, I think if you're cheering for the storyline, you're cheering for a Port win, going, oh, all of a sudden what's happened here? I think JL, he would be absolutely wrapped with Alex Pearson kicking the goal. That man there, Patrick Voss, would be second in line to say, thank you very much for kicking that goal. But this is what, like, it was great hearing what Alex Pearce said about him, because on the outside people go, oh, you don't like that, what's he doing and stuff like that. But he said the Hayden Ballantyne example. People outside the football club want to punch him in the head, but inside they want to kiss him. It just shows how much they love him. He's a character.
I'd love to know the strike rate though, of the celebration to the crowd, the bird, the little wave, however many times. I reckon Nathan Brown's done it. He's 0-2. That was 6 goals up when he did it both times. So, look, it's part of the theatre of the game. It does make you invest as a player. OK, now I've done that. I've got to do something else. I've got to go again. He was unlucky not to be paid a mark. He's playing some pretty good footy. Yeah.
But do you like the aggression and the aura that him and Josh Tracy can sometimes bring to this team? Because I remember Gary Lyon saying that at the start of this year, that Fremantle just seemed to lack a bit of an edge, that hard-edge aggression, almost being bullies at times. And I think Josh Tracy and Patrick Voss have really brought that this season. Yeah,
go back to the comments at the start of the season from Justin Longmuir, and that was vanilla. We don't want to be vanilla. I tell you what, those two guys there, the way they play, they just bring something. They bring their character, and it's great to see that they haven't been sort of pigeonholed into being just vanilla. Be who you are out on the football field, and this is the force multiplier for Patrick Voss.
Hey, you've just had it looks like you just went into a team meeting. What did JL have to say? That was some sort of win.
Yeah, it's a little bit mixed emotions. Obviously, we're stoked to get the win, and this time of year you just need to bank those wins, which previously, last year specifically, we didn't do. So really proud of the way that we didn't have the game on our terms much tonight, but we were able to stick at it and respond to that second quarter. But the disappointing part was that second quarter. Obviously, that's not good enough. They torched us, and they're really aggressive with their ball movement, and when you're a little bit off in Team D, they slice you. So we let ourselves down in that second quarter and in the contest as well, but it was credit to the boys, super proud just to fight out and get the win.
In the end, Caleb, it comes down to that last centre bounce clearance. You know you've got to score. You're a point down. Run us through it. We'll play the vision. You had the organisation was terrific. Step us through what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it was pretty much on Big Shawnee's shoulders to be able to give us a look, and we just wanted to work together to be able to get it to the outside on that side, and I was just lucky enough to be able to get get the outside on whoever I was on, and be able to. Sean did a great job to be able to hit it out there and give us a good look, because, to be honest, if that ball goes on the inside or if Sweet gets his hand on it, we don't get a look like that. So it's all on Sean's shoulders there.
And the captain's saying that you locked eyes and you put that perfectly for him. Now, is he telling fibs, or is that serious?
I'll take the credit for that. I saw him coming down, but it was it's one of those. We're doing a lot of work on our held kicks. We're not make the most of those opportunities. I think our forwards are so dangerous down there, but over the last few weeks they're working together really well, and we're kind of doing some work as kickers to be able to give them best opportunity. And obviously you see Big Alex kind of jump across, but what happened was those big boys working together and be able to create that little bit of pocket of space behind so he could kind of run and jump at it. So it's obviously Big Moose's big mark and goal, it's great, but the selfless work down there from the forwards is great as well.
Caleb, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the prancing pony and that celebration, waving the crowd off. What's your feeling around that?
I told him I thought he cursed us after the game, but it was one of those ones you see, and we love him. He's incredible. What the energy he gives us, and the energy he gives us, but also the way he's playing at the moment. He's an incredible asset for us down there. He's in the air. His work in the air has gone to another level, but when it hits the deck, he's an absolute beast. You don't want to have the ball in the area when he's trying to tackle you. He actually put my AC out in the pre-season, just cleaning me up with the tackle. So he's that one's, yeah, I don't know about the wave with still a few minutes left and we're only up by a point or whatever, so I think you can put that one away, but his energy, I love it on him, you keep bringing it.
As a leader, how do you get the best out of him with that? Because he brings a different aura to the forward line. What do you do? Do you promote it, or do you just make sure he keeps it in check? What's your way of dealing with it?
Nah, promote it. It's him. It's him. It's if he was doing it and giving away free kicks all the time and taking himself off task and not executing his role for the team, then we'd potentially have that conversation about what is the best way to get the best out of his footy. But the energy he brings and what he does and that personality that he shows, it's clearly bringing the best footy out of him, and it's something that we don't really have much of in our team, that kind of bit of personality, bit of swagger. So we love it. We feed off it. I want him to keep doing it. I'll keep pumping him up.
He's got a bit of Jack Rewald in him, I reckon, Patrick.
I really like it.
Caleb.
I'm glad to hear that.
Some cheek.
I like it.
Personality. We were talking before about the big picture for the Dockers, Caleb. Tell us about the belief in the group. What are you capable of this season? It's obviously a tight race in the run home.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because each team's kind of, like you said before I jumped on, every team's kind of had a tough loss in this kind of run except Adelaide, and they're playing some great footy. But the beauty about it is everyone's got that elite football in them, and you just got to prepare every week for that, and it's just whoever hits their straps at the right time of the year, and we're hitting that time of the year now. So the last 3 weeks, obviously we've had 3 teams that were kind of out of the picture for finals, but we just needed to bank those wins, and I don't think we played our best footy, but we've done what we needed to get the 4 points. And the next 2 weeks we've got really tough games. We've got Brisbane and Doggies, and it's on us to play our best footy, and that's the beauty of it. I love that we've got those 2 challenges going to hopefully finals, because if we play in good footy and we can win those 2 games, that sets stuff really well.
Yeah, well, let's talk about next Friday night. This is probably going to be the biggest game at Perth's Optus Stadium all season. The Brisbane Lions. I'm not sure how much of a footy head you are, Caleb, but did you tune in to bits and pieces of the Lions game today, knowing you're playing them next week, and were able to see what Sydney did?
Not quite. A little bit in the first half, but we kind of got to the ground as the game was kicking off, so missed it. But we'll look into it pretty heavily, I would have thought. And they're a proven incredible side, so they're hardened. They love this time of the year, so it's going to be a big challenge for us. But we can't wait. We're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Purple Army packing out Optus on Friday night. It's going to be special.